Oh, okay. Okay, right. Embarrassing. I'm only human. I'm some of the gremlins. There you go. Okay, we're all set. Okay, it's one of those days. Okay, one of those days. Only human. Elliot, what's happened? Well, whatever's happened, I'm back. I'm back from outer space. You know, I just walked in to find you here with that that crazy look upon your face. Okay, Bart Simpson, right? Paul in Sydney. Okay, welcome back. I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Butter and Bunny back. Yeah, nice to hear from you, Butter and Bunny. Okay, Wavertree, Virginia, the Blue Ridge Mountains. Okay. Geez, it was same curtains as you. It was almost curtains to be live stream them anyway. Jesus, Eddie, that other stream, in every cloud there's a silver lining anyway. Half bald. Use your winter fuel allowance on lamb's navy rum and pork pie. I got to tell you, there are no pork pies on the menu tonight. Oh my God, I'm lost without pork pies for this live stream. But I haven't managed to do any shopping. I'm still doing a bit of work, and I just never got round to going to the shops. My cupboard, my fridge is almost bare. I could knock together some cheese on toast tonight, which is a nice late night snack, better than that bloody awful pizza I had the other week. But no pork pies. I just never got around to getting any. Paul, oh, yeah, okay. Did you mean to show us all your dirty DVDs? Yeah, I am resting my phone on a DVD collection. I'll just read out some of them. They're not dirty. The Wicker Man, right? Not the great original version, which came out in 1973. This one is the inferior Nicolas Cage version. Black Hawk Down, very good movie, scary movie. The Manchurian Candidate, that's also a remake. In fact, I can remember the original, I can't remember what this one was all about. Classic Films Collection, I think that one includes Dirty Harry. Oh no, Dirty Harry is below. Oh, there's tons of stuff, yeah, so I wouldn't exactly call them, my dirty videos, except for Dirty Harry's got the word dirty in the title, okay? Anyway, greetings from South Florida. The cousins from Melbourne, the house, okay? Kentucky. Well, we are a bit international tonight. Okay, so there's some amazing news this week. It's some amazing, amazing, amazing news. And we finally got what we were hoping for: the vaccine, the long-awaited drum roll. Yeah, the elusive, so elusive it was comparable to the Loch Ness monster. I mean, as the vaccine, is it here? Have we got this vaccine? Well, it seems that we have, but I wouldn't get too excited just yet. Just some people I know are doing cartwheels in the streets and all that, but I wouldn't book any flights just yet, because I'll get to the point of that. This is the month of November now. Many people who watch this stream are like me. They like to go to those wonderful Southeast Asian countries of Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, other places in that region. And this peak season, the best weather, and the peak season begins this month, in the month of November. Although I was in Thailand last November, wasn't I? Around about this time, I didn't see peak season then. I mean, peak season seems to be getting shorter. But I think it's safe to say that the real peak season is going to be lost. This vaccine is not going to save it, because the fact is that it's going to take a while to discover what it's all about. There's millions of people who need to take this vaccine. That's going to take time, plenty of time, months. God knows how long that's going to take, to vaccinate everybody. Is the vaccine perfectly safe? Nobody knows the full answers to that yet. And basically, what nobody's mentioned in the news just yet is international travel. We've got the vaccine. We think we've got the vaccine anyway. But the fact is, as it relates to international travel, I don't think anyone's really discussing that yet. The borders still remain closed, and we're not going to be going to the countries we want to go to anytime soon. Andrew Johnson, nice to hear from you, mate. How's it going? Hope all's well. One of my Facebook friends there. Okay. Pattaya boy, hello Eddie. You love lemurs. Don't you mean llamas? What are you suggesting that when I was traveling through Peru, I was having a bit of rumpy pumpy with those fairy cuddly creatures on Machu Picchu? Is that what you're suggesting? Well, maybe I was. Okay, let's see. South Wales, yeah, okay. Evening, Eddie, from a Scouser living in France. Well, that sounds okay. I'd say what a Scouser's got, now you should know, Stephen, then, what a Scouser's got in common with France. It's that beautiful brandy, which I haven't managed to have for a while because I haven't got hold of a large bottle of it, but the beautiful Jules Claron Scouser brandy, actually beautiful French brandy made in Liverpool. So there you go. Okay, Marky Bell. Well, let me just say, we'll discuss about a nomad overseas. You should launch a pork pie pizza, Ed. A big hit with the expat gang. Oh, I don't know. I mean, the other week, what happened with that deluxe, super duper, irresistible co-op pizza? It was a bad experience. It was bloody awful. It was. So pork pie's great. Melton Mowbray, great. Pizza. I'm quite happy not to see a pizza again for a very long time. Addy. Once upon a time in the West, magnificent. The top T DVD was definitely a porn. No, don't look like one to me. Don't look like one to me. I watched it. What do you want porn DVDs anyway? You got Pornhub anyway if you want. It's all there nowadays. It's all perfectly legal. Although apparently it's not legal in Thailand anymore. They've stopped Pornhub in Thailand, haven't they? There was a news report about it. I mean, geez, why do you need to do it? I thought the very, very idea of going to Thailand is that you don't need Pornhub anyway. But basically, basically, well, let's not talk about that. Paul Powell, did you read the story in the Sun the other day about these 20-stone grannies going to Gambia for young gigolos during the winter? They've nicknamed it Granbia. I've read about that, but that's old. That's very, very old. It's really, really old. That is. I've heard that story years ago, and we all know those grannies go to Gambia so they can have a big, handsome, muscular super stud, with his medallion, his sunglasses, young enough to be a grandson. We all know that women do that anyway. No shame in it. Good for them. Good for them. Craig Robertson, amazing end scene to Once Upon a Time in the West and the theme tune. Yeah, absolutely magnificent. The combination of, Leone and Morricone, magnificent. Okay. Ashcroft number one, nice to hear from you. Alan Hunter, hey Eddie, all out and speckled. I've got my pie here. You've got a pie. I forgot to get my pork pies. I'm probably gonna have cheese on toast now, or whatever I have in the fridge. I had a big meal today. So let me just say something. This virus, okay. Now before we discuss this virus and what anyone thinks of it, no, I'm using the wrong word here. It's another word that begins with a V. It's the word vaccine. That's what I meant to say. Okay. How many years have I had? This has become a bizarre week. I mean, this lockdown. We're now going to go into the second week of lockdown here in the UK. It's all getting strange and strange. There's some totally bizarre news stories and happenings. In Britain, we had the case of a 97-year-old woman and a daughter, who I think might have been was a daughter, a nurse, something like that. Her daughter was arrested because she took her mother out of a care home and hugged her, and the police arrested her because he shouldn't be there. Oh my! It's all really bizarre. It's absolutely, totally bizarre the way we're being treated. Anyway, this lockdown, I can't make head and tail of it. I'm going to look at a headline okay. How about this for the headline? All these rules, these draconian rules that are coming in, treating us like kids and everything. But look at this one. This headline comes from Euro Weekly. Yeah, okay. It comes from a paper called Euro Weekly. Yes, which calls itself the People's Paper. Yeah. I don't know what people read. Bloody morons. But also, the same story is in a newspaper called The Sun. For those not familiar with this newspaper, in England, we commonly call it the Scum. Okay. But this is the Scum's headline, okay? It's right here. I'm not making this up. There you go. Can you see that? Was the light blowing that out? Okay. Holes ban. This is the headline. People in England will be fined £200 if they're caught going on holiday, as Germany and Sweden added to quarantine list, right? Did you get that? People in England will be fined £200 if they're caught going on holiday. How do you catch someone going on holiday? Have you ever heard such a bizarre, ridiculous phrase? You're caught going on holiday. Let's see, what else does it say? People in England will be fined £200. Draconian new message introduced by ministers heading on a trip away could see people handed a criminal record. You can get a criminal record for going on holiday if you were caught going on holiday. How exactly do you catch someone going on holiday? What do you do? I mean, do you come and peep through the bloody window when they're on the internet to see if they're booking flights? Is that what you do? How do you catch someone going on holiday? Do you hang around airports to wait to see who's going to turn up? You approach people who are in a queue at the airport, and some families got suitcases, and you say, "Caught you! You're going on holiday, £200 fine." And a guy protests, "No, I wasn't going on holiday. I only came in here to use the bathroom." No, you have got a suitcase with you. People do not take their suitcase to visit the bathroom in an airport. I've caught you. You are going on holiday. The officers rummaged through his baggage, his carry-on bag. What's he got there? He's got sunglasses there. He's got a pair of shorts in there. He's got sun cream in there. That is all the evidence that they need. They have been caught going on holiday. £200 fine. Jesus Christ. It's like these police and other enforcement. They're like gangsters. They're being like bloody gangsters, blackmailing people. What a crazy world that we've come to. Okay, caught going on holiday. That means. I mean, how did he actually home? Did he home into people's homes, or something to find out what they're up to, or whether they're planning anything? It reminds me in a strange way. It's a little bit of a film analogy. What Mel Brooks said about the rise of the video age about 40 years ago. It was predicted around about 1980 that cinema was going to fade away because videos became popular, and people weren't going to go to the cinema anymore. They were going to stay at home, and they were going to rent movies in a local video store, and they were going to watch movies at home. It was cheaper, and they were at home and everything. They weren't going to go to the cinema anymore. And Mel Brooks said, "How is this going to work with my movies? How do I know if my movies are really funny?" Mel Brooks said that if he wanted to know that his movie was really funny, rather than listen to the critics, he would go to the cinema when one of his movies was playing, and he would listen to whether people were laughing or not. So he said, how are they going to do this now? Is he going to? Mel Brooks said, is he going to have to go to the video store and then see a couple of people hiding one of his movies and then follow them home and peep through the window to see if they're laughing? Is that what they're going to do? That seems crazy, but if you were caught going on holiday, you could have a criminal record as well as a £200 fine. Oh, Richard, did you see the police bash that bagpipe veteran? It's a bit complicated, that one, but yeah, I did see it. Marco Polo, no, he's a well-travelled man, isn't he? News is that you need €15,000 on the account to go to Thailand as a tourist. Is this the new tourist? I know there's developments in the new tourist visa for Thailand, the STV. You know, I've had a few STVs in my STV. Yeah, sorry, it's called STV. They've developed it, and there's more news, and apparently they're going to relax various things. But I seen, a video yesterday, that nice Thai woman who does these videos, great report. You probably know who it made. But apparently there was 25 countries now, 25 countries which are on the list which may be accepted this new visa. But the UK and America, are not amongst them. We're high risk. Come on, let's be honest about this. The United Kingdom and America, we are high risk countries. So we've got to accept that. And it's not looking Not looking at all good for this winter. Let's see. Okay, what have we got here? What have we got here? Okay, any more chat? Any more chat? We're living in a police state now. Someone was fined 700 quid for visiting the beach in Wales. You're now living in the twilight zone. Big Brother is watching. Crazy, wouldn't surprise me. It's a crazy time. But listen, about this this new visa. Sorry, not the. Do I keep saying visa? I mean vaccine. There's visas and vaccines. Something else to begin. I'm talking about vaccines. Jesus Christ, I've had a few too many. Right, this vaccine that comes out. Okay, it's early days yet, but you can't deny it's exciting. I know that I've heard of people, celebrating, doing cartwheels in the street. We finally got. You can't blame people for reacting that way. Jesus Christ! I mean, what's happened in the last 7 or 8 months has been horrendous. No one ever thought it's going to go, on this long. And the fear was that maybe a vaccine was, many moons into the future. But if this vaccine really, really is here, it's got to be tested. Of course, it's exciting. It's exciting. But I wouldn't get too excited just yet. Let's just see how it develops, and with its relation to us going abroad. Well, nobody knows that. Let's get the vaccine certified first of all. Let's get it, legitimized. If you would prefer that word. Let's all take the. Didn't I say the other week that if a vaccine came out, I wouldn't take it because I'm not going to take a vaccine that's only 5 minutes old. But apparently, this vaccine, which is 90% reliable, I think that's good enough. I think that's 90% good enough. Don't forget, there's never ever been a vaccine for AIDS, and yet we've managed to suppress AIDS over the years with, with other various drugs. AIDS is still a very, very real problem, but we're not all going to die from it the way we thought we were 40 years ago. Let's have a little look at the chat, okay? Okay, let's see. Andrew Johnson, Taya, yeah, oh yeah, like just great videos, that woman. J. Sherwin, this is communism. This is communism, okay? We will be fine. Crypto Chem, we will be fine for March to fly, mark my words. March, with regards to Thailand and Cambodia and Vietnam, especially southern Vietnam, March is actually the end of their peak season. So in terms of their peak season, the Thai people are still going to lose a lot because, maybe because people are not going to be traveling this winter, they may leave it to April or May. But then people are doing other things then. The peak season is November to March. So I think they're going to lose that peak season. Owen Chips, read the news, Eddie. I'm reading the news all the time, and it's changing every day. It's changing every day. Ashcroft one, steady Eddie is. I'm not going to read vulgar words, but yeah, if you want to, if you met a girl called that, then that's fine. Good luck to you, mate. That's all I'll say. Right. So, like I say, man, I don't want to put a dampener on it. I'm excited about this visa, and let's see how it develops. But I don't think any of us are really going to be jetting off. The big drawback, even if this vaccine comes about, and we take the vaccine and it seems to be fine, we take a gamble with it. The big drawback for people going to Thailand is that people will not want to do that 2-week quarantine. That 2-week quarantine is horrendous, and you have to do the same in Cambodia, and I think Vietnam as well. That's no good to people unless you're going there for. Even if I was going there for a long period of time, maybe 4 months, 6 months, I still wouldn't want to do that. That 2 weeks quarantine, being stuck in a hotel room, being treated like a bloody leper. I wouldn't want to do that. For somebody who's going to go out there for 2 weeks or 4 weeks, I don't know the average length of time that people go to a country like Thailand, but there are a lot of 2-weekers, 2-week millionaires who spend a lot of money during those 2 weeks. It's absolutely no good to them whatsoever. Even people who are going to go out there for a month, you wouldn't go to Thailand for a month, knowing that the half of that is going to be spent in a quarantine hotel. So it's the actual tourism as we know it is not going to happen anytime soon. I think it's still quite a long way off. The vaccine, Gianna, the vaccine gives you head. Okay, yeah, fine, yeah, fine. Let's see. Okay, it was that I made someone made the super chat. Thank you, whoever that was, That you said, I'm well behind with this. I'm waffling on a bit. Oh, thank you, Andrew. That was really, really kind of you. Yeah, also, yeah, I really appreciate that. Nice to have you as a Facebook friend as well. Okay, let's see. Jenny in the Philippines also retired as totally dead and will be born. You're quite right there. Even if we have this vaccine and get through there in a few months' time, those bars, I've seen videos. You've probably seen videos as well. Those bars are, closed. It just doesn't look like there's any fun. Only in tiny little pockets will there be, any feel. But the actual feeling of the Thailand that you know and love, and Cambodia as well, that just won't be there. It simply will not be there. You can go through all that hassle of getting your vaccine and going to your 2-week quarantine or whatever the hell's going to develop. But if the end result of it is that you're walking around deserted, dark streets of a night time. I seen Pattaya right at the end of March, just before I left there, when I was almost stranded. And it was dreadful. It was absolutely dreadful because they took away so much of what you loved. They closed so much. And at the night time, you're seeing guys walking around looking for lights, action. Is there any bars open and everything? It was dreadful. It's dreadful to be in a place like that when all that you love is not open. I know that it is open now, the selected bars, but all the soy 7, soy 8, they look decimated. They look decimated, Anthony Johnson, more hope for my 2-month trip in February to Thailand. More vaccines out soon, I believe. Yeah, apparently there are more vaccines. Maybe this is just the first. Maybe there will be a 100% one. Who knows? It's early days. I'm just being a little bit cynical. I mean, I don't want to be the I don't want to be the Matt Hooper in all of this. Well, where I go with another bloody film analogy. What have I spent my entire life going to the movies? Matt Hooper was the character played by Richard Dreyfuss, that great actor in that marvelous movie Jaws, that fantastic, amazing parental guidance certificate, bloodthirsty movie that came out about 45 years ago. Absolutely amazing. But if you remember that scene out of Jaws, I was thinking about this the other day. Here I go with another movie analogy. Early on in that movie, after a couple of people have been, eaten, after a couple of people have been killed by this killer shark in this place called Amity, they captured the shark. All these people went out on boats and they captured this huge, huge shark. And they were celebrating like hell. That's it. This jetty was all full. They were celebrating, smiles everywhere. We've captured the shark. It's the end to our problems. There it is, this bloody big thing hanging up, jubilation all around. And it was like a breath of fresh air to them. And what they didn't notice during this scene is that Matt Hooper, Dreyfuss's character, is measuring the bite size, the bite circumference. And and basically he calls Martin Brody over, the character played by, the police chief played by Roy Scheider. And he says to him, amongst all the jubilation, he says, Martin, that's not our shark. That's dreadful to have to do that, when everyone else is, people are doing cartwheels and celebrating. I wouldn't want to be the person, the Matt Hooper, who, puts a dampener on everything and pulls the carpet up. But the thing is, I'd still be cautious about this. I'd still be cautious about this vaccine. Let's just see what the hell it's all about. Eric Everson, problem, reaction, solution, sorry. Robbie Sutton, I know, yeah, why not just make sure you have enough for the holiday? Yeah, okay, whatever. Sven Gordon, swimming with bow-legged women. Jesus, I can't imagine anything worse. Yeah, you're quoting the line from Jaws there. Jeffrey Wood, my daughter is working on the vaccine. She says March before we get inoculation. Well, yeah, that sounds early to me. Yeah, you could be right. But in Britain, there's what is there in Britain? There's currently 60 million people, something like that. To actually inoculate all those people, they're going to inoculate every man, woman, and child. Jesus Christ, to actually inoculate all of those people, that is going to take an absolute, eternity. It's not going to happen in 5 minutes. It's not going to happen in five minutes. Imagine, the doctors, and the doctors are restricted now because they don't want people going there because they might spread COVID and whatever. How are they going to work these queues at the doctor? You're talking about millions of people who will need to be vaccinated, and that's going to take a very, very, very long time. And the fact is, I'm pretty sure there's not going to be the scenario to say, look, I've got to jump the queue because I'm going on holiday next week and I need that vaccine. No, I don't think it's going to work like that. So anyway, Jeffrey Wood, thanks for that comment. It's really useful. Chug-a-lug Doug. I can tell you a sophisticated world traveller by that painting behind you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 20 quid from Amazon. I got it from Amazon. Okay. Kenny Powers, we're going to need a bigger boat. We're going to need a bigger boat. Yeah, it sounds about right. We're going to need a bigger boat. Okay. I'm not going to make a joke about dinghies and all those people coming across the channel. That guy, Ed, have you ever been to the Dominican Republic? You have to try. I'm going for a month on the 14th. Now, I've heard the Dominican Republic can be really, really good. But I have mentioned this before. I've seen videos of the Dominican Republic. How can I phrase this? I don't really have the hot for women with big bums, And I don't know. All the women have big bums or big asses. Yeah, no, not for me. But I've heard it's good. Vaccine, Aston Vegas. Harold Betterson, Eddie, the virus will kill us all. Yeah. Well, thanks for your breath of fresh air, my friend. Thanks for your positivism. Okay, let's see. It's to keep out backpackers. Yeah, absolutely. Thailand is changing right now. I mean, I don't think they want backpackers. All that cringy stuff that you heard years ago about live like a king, take your grand out there and live like a king for 6 months. It was a load of rubbish even years ago. There's no country on the planet that is that cheap. Never ever has been. But the idea that, backpackers, you still get people in the UK now who think it's dirt cheap there. And that's the very thing the Thais don't want. They want people who are going to spend money. That's the truth of the matter. At least not USA and Germany. Okay. I'm going to grab myself another beer. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Oh, okay. 450 in the chat, 55 thumbs up. Thank you. Let's see. What have we got here? Andrew Johnson, us older people first, Eddie, for the vaccine. Right. Now, I think the first people who are in line are old people who live in care homes and also the people who look after them. They're very, very... I met a couple of people who work in care homes, young people as well, who have had this terrible virus. It's a dangerous place. But they'll be first. But next, I think there's something else that's next. And then there will be the people in the 50 to 65 age group. Well, that includes me anyway. I mentioned the other week that I wouldn't want to take a vaccine that had just been developed 5 minutes ago because there could be horrendous long-term side effects, and there has been drugs and vaccines and in history that have had that. The names are instantly recognizable, so that's why I'm not going to say it. But the fact is, I don't know. I looked at the news reports the other day, and some of those experts seem quite positive. They seem quite confident about the side effects, and there's anything's going to have side effects. Bloody drinking speckled hen and drinking Stella Acta twat. I mean, that's got side effects, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Horrendous side effects. Here we go. A nice, good old Stella. So, yeah, what was it talking about? Yeah, Liverpool has played quite a part in this, hasn't it? Apparently 2,000 people, my home city, the one where I was brought up in, but I haven't lived for 30 years. 2,000 troops, went into Liverpool, and they tested people for COVID test, and it was all kind of friendly. It seemed very, very sinister. 2,000, the army turning up on the streets of Liverpool seemed very, very threatening and intimidating to begin with. I thought when I first heard it, I don't know, is this a plan by Boris? Is Boris the ghost of Maggie Thatcher? That cow. Is he planning something similar for something sinister for good old Scousers? But apparently it's all in good humour. It is. It's all quite good humour. And Liverpool people have cooperated, and they're getting tested, and it all seems very, very friendly situation. But I must admit, when I first heard about that 2,000 troops going to. Oh, Jesus. I actually thought Maggie Thatcher was going to do that at one time. In fact, I actually thought she'd send the entire British army into Liverpool to wipe all those people out. She didn't exactly like Scousers, Maggie Thatcher, because during those terrible times in the 90s, we stood up to her. We didn't like her. We didn't like her politics, and Liverpool people let it be known. And then we did other things, like we had the Toxteth riots. We had the Toxteth riots in 1981. I was living there at that time. 1981, there was the Bristol riots, the Brixton riots, but then the one that eclipsed them all was the Toxteth riots, the worst riot never seen on mainland Britain. Jesus Christ, I remember it well. 1981, that was the year of that Charles and Di got married. So I'll tell you a little story about the Toxteth riots, 1981. I was living there, just a mile down the road from Upper Parliament Street, where it all really happened in a big way. And when did I first know of the Toxteth riots? I woke up in the morning time, right? And I wanted a pint of milk for my cornflakes. So I didn't have a fridge then. Jesus Christ, I mean, that was a poor part of town. I didn't have anything, the luxury of a fridge in those days. I mean, that was a poor place. That area was so poor. I mean, even the rainbow was in black and white. You don't think I could afford a fridge. But anyway, I went to my corner shop for a pint of milk for my cornflakes. And the woman in the shop said, "We haven't got any milk." I said, "Okay, fine." So I walked about 100 metres up the road to another shop for a pint of milk. And the woman serving in the shop said, "We haven't got any milk." I thought, right, it's another one. So I walked a little bit further to another shop. I said, "Have you got a pint of milk for my cornflakes?" She said, "We haven't got any milk." I said, "What the hell's the matter? Have all the cows gone on strike, have they?" She said, "No, haven't you heard? It's Toxteth at Upper Parliament Street. They're all rioting. They burned the dairy down, amongst many, many other things." Jesus Christ, I must be a sound sleeper. So anyway, the Toxteth riots there, Jesus Christ, when I observed the Toxteth riots, it was absolutely horrendous. It was. We were rioting against the government, the recession, the police, God knows what else. I mean, I observed the riots, right? The worst riots on mainland Britain. But I didn't take part in. I mean, I just observed. No, you don't believe that. Okay. So, I mean, the riots was very, very, it was a terrible experience, it was. I mean, seeing all these buildings burning and people throwing bricks in the streets and the police with the riot shields and fire in the sky, and the whole sky was lit up by flames. It was a terrible, terrible experience. And while the rioting was going on, of course, the looting was going on. There was department stores in the next road. Where people were smashing the windows and they were, grabbing all kinds of electrical items, and people were looting, riding in one road, looting all over the place. It was it was a really, really frightening and very, very, disturbing experience. But I did gain from this experience. I got a coloured telly, a video, a hi-fi system. I think I've actually still got that video. Betamax. Still can't get a tape to fit it. Yeah, but that was a good old Soxted riots. I mean, you've got to admit, you've got to hand it to Liverpool people. They bloody sure know how to riot if they need to. I remember many years later, I went to live in London. And, when I was living in London, I met Cockneys, and Cockneys would often say to me, London's better than Liverpool. I said, how is it? He said, well, you've come from Liverpool to live in London. So that means that London's better than Liverpool. I said, yeah, you're probably right. London probably is better than Liverpool, but at least we do better riots. They were the days. They were the days. Okay, Alex Dupont. Let's party like it's 2019 again in 20. Whatever. Robbie Southern. Yeah, nice to hear from you all. Lol. Oh, is that one of those trendy? I thought that had gone out of fashion. Do you remember a couple of years back, every bastard was saying the word lol? You say hello to someone and someone would say back, lol. That got me nerves. I still don't know what it means. Harold Betterson, Africa only place to live like a king. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll go, whatever you say. Mr. Where Are You Going? I think it's a famous YouTuber. He's done a lot of scorebird videos. You may well have seen Blackbird's Resort is a good place. Where's Blackbird's Resort? Where is that? I don't know where that is. Sounds good anyway. Ashcroft 1, okay. Okay, Phil Roberts, the bigger the cushion, the sweeter the pushing. Give big asses a chance. Okay, absolutely, each to his own, mate, but not really. I like them nice and, paired, tight leggings and nice and, petite. I like them like that. Let's see, Richard, check out Blackbird's Resort. Dave and I, Johnson is a disgrace. Well, he was a disgrace, wasn't he? He took steroids at the Seoul Olympics, didn't he? Yeah. Okay. Oh no, I think you're talking about someone else, aren't you? Okay, let's see. Okay, let me see. Anything else to talk about? I've got it to 37:48 now. So yeah, we're going to talk about this vaccine a little bit. It's something to talk about because I only know what you know anyway. It's time to celebrate it's coming to. I'm kind of numb about this vaccine because I'm probably like you. I switched on the news the other day and I didn't expect that. We've got a vaccine. I thought, you know what they say? If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But apparently these people who've developed it are two Turkish people who are based in Germany, and Germany is always pretty good for science. And it sounds good. So let's just hope that it all works out well. I'm having a Stella right now. I've got no pork pies. I'm really gutted about that. Yeah, Mark Smith, Ed loves his pork pies. I do love my pork pies, but there's not available tonight anyway because I forgot to do the shopping. I've still been doing a bit of work, and Jesus Christ, it's November. The world's miserable. The world's gone crazy. You can get 200 quid and a criminal record for trying to go on holiday or planning to go on holiday. It's all a bizarre world, but I don't know. Let's keep smiling. Sick Buffalo. I will not be taking any new vacation. Red Mondro 7 Aldi have nice pork pies. You give me an idea there. No, we have an Aldi close to where I live, but I've only been there a couple of times. Maybe I just didn't like the store, but I wasn't overly, impressed with it. Asda's still quite reliable, even though like the buildings are falling apart. Stephen Lee, Aop Sweeney, yeah, okay. Smith got my refund. Mark Smith got my refund today, Ed. Good for you, mate. I still haven't got mine, but it's only recent. I was due to fly out to Bangkok last Monday, which is the 2nd of November, for 4 months. I kind of predicted that it wasn't going to happen. You know, I booked it 4 months in advance. I kind of predicted that, but how did it do? I think the agency was at last minute who got in touch with me and said, "What are you going to do?" There was actually 4 flights, 2 going there and 2 on the way back, and they said, "What do you want to do?" Well, it's, you know, if one of the flights is cancelled, then it's no good to me. So just give me a full refund. They said they'll get back. They'll get in touch with the airline. They'll get back within a couple of months. We'll see. If they don't, or they did it about it, then I'll just go straight to the credit card company because they've been really, really good at it now. I've done it before. Ashcroft wants Steady Eddie. Did you do penny for the guy on November the 5th? November the 5th was the day of the lockdown. All the fireworks displays and all that kind of stuff was cancelled, wasn't it? Well, I can think of a few places I'd like to burn down. Morrison's had 4 pork pies and offered 25 pence per pack a few days ago. Highway Star. Yeah, but were they good pork pies? Aldi's are great. Are they really? It's a place that I've only been there a few times. They did a very, very nice wine there. What name am I thinking of? It was like a sherry wine sort of thing, but it was bloody good. But I don't really drink wine anymore. What do you think I am, an alcoholic? The reason I don't drink wine is because I drink it too fast and I wake up with headaches. Let's see. Rupert Hater. If you're afraid of vaccines, you should be careful and stay home. But the rest of us will be making up for lost time and neck deep in boom, boom, heaven. Good for you, mate. Good for you. So I see something on Facebook. Somebody mentioned something about, you know, if a vaccine is if a vaccine is developed, you'll be straight out of Battire. And somebody else said to him, you know, you desperate sad man and all that. Oh, why are people like that? Come on, let's have a bit of honesty. We all know what we like. No shame in it. Those 20-stone grannies who go out to Gambia, they know what they like. Yeah, and it's usually about 12 inches long. Okay, Lidl and Aldi shops aren't very fancy, but they do great. Lidl's is another one. I've never really gotten into that, you know. People keep telling me, you know, Lidl's, it's great value, and you get some really fantastic stuff. Well, when I've gone in there, I've always spent more than I planned, and the stuff that I've had, I don't think I've ever had made a meal out of anything I've bought there that has made me feel, wow, that was a rocket to the moon. That was. I'm going to have cheese on toast later, and that's going to taste better than most of the stuff out of these places. Okay. BA gave me my flight. Leo 911. BA gave me a full refund. My flight on the 2nd of December it was cancelled. You, mate, good for you. I've never flown with British Airways. Never flown with them. Lufthansa cancelled part 2 of my flight from Frankfurt, refunded for 4 days. That guy. Audi food is good. No, I think Audi's a car. It's a car, Audi. It's not food, is it? Okay. Whatever. D. Sean, nearly 500 waiting for a dude to have a pee. How do you know I haven't just had one? You know when I went to that, nipped out to grab a beer. How do you know that I didn't have a sneaky one during that time? Okay. Sick Buffalo. I heard, Ed, did you see we need to have 12,800 in the bank for at least 6 months to get the new Thai visa. You know, I mean, basically, it's why is that? Why do you need to explain that to people? Why do people want to know how much you've got in your bank account? I mean, I wouldn't tell anyone how much I had in my bank account. You know, or why does anyone want to know that? Really? Of course, they want to know that you can afford to be. Come on, let's be honest about this. Thailand, that wonderful country, and you can't really blame for this. I think they want to put an end to the cheap Charlies. You know, the ones who want to go out there and live dirt cheap. All these people, and you still hear this rubbish now. You can go out there and live like a king. You spend next to nothing. The Thai authorities do not want people going out there and spending next to nothing. They want people to spend money. There's a big advert. I keep seeing this, and you've probably seen it as well. They're advertising holidays in Phuket. You know, you can get, what is it? You can get, it's 90%. I keep seeing this. I never get that far with it. You know, but because I'm not going to Thailand right now anyway. But they're basically targeting the big spenders. You know, there's no secret about that. Richard, what about the 2 week? Richard, what about the 2 week millionaires? Well, there's nothing down for them right now, mate. The 2 week millionaires are probably very, very important people. They spend it big. I've done a video on 2 week millionaires. I've got all the respect in the world for 2 week millionaires. And anyone who thinks that it isn't physically possible for a 2 week millionaire to spend £1,000 a day, £1,000 a day in somewhere like Pattaya, it's not physically possible to spend that much. Well, I've come across it a few times. I've met a few people out there who swore that they've spent that amount of money. It's easily done. It is easily done. You go in, you see all these beautiful women, Jesus Christ. You're like a kid let loose in a toy shop and all these wonderful women, and you think, never. I can't resist this. Okay, this is film analogy number 3. 3 film analogies in the one bloody live stream. But I always do this whenever I see, images of bars in Pattaya, photographs on Facebook, and you see, 10 girls, beautiful girls in skimpy clothing, bikinis or whatever. It reminds me of that scene out of The Italian Job, with Michael Caine when he's come out of prison, and, his beautiful, glamorous girlfriend has a present lined up for him. She takes him to this. Takes him home to his apartment, and when he opens the door, his girlfriend says to him, "There's your coming out of prison present," and it is all these glamorous women. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Hello, Charlie. All these beautiful, voluptuous women are welcoming and giving him the come on, and his girlfriend says to him, "Well, Charlie, what would you like?" And Michael Caine says, "Everything." Well, you can't blame the people who go to it. They look at, they want everything. They want everything. You can't blame them. You cannot blame them. If I work my fingers to the bone throughout the year and I had 2 weeks to really live it up, I'd probably do the same thing. You walk into some chappie who recognised me from YouTube. Was talking to me outside the barn. He said he was spending £1,000 a day. Look at all these beautiful girls at bar. I find a lot of them. You can't blame them. You only live once, mate. You only live once. So what was it talking about? The 2 week millionaires are very, very important people because they do spend a lot of money. And I'm sure that the great people of those bars in Pattaya, both the owners and the girls, I'm sure they will be missing them big, big, big time. Small town, not just the money, it's the 2 weeks in prison. Yeah, I can't get my head around that, I've thought about a fair bit. I just, when I had that flight booked for 4 months, it was about a total of 17 weeks. That's a fair amount of time for anything. I had that flight booked, first 2 weeks in this quarantine hotel. It would have been interesting and all that. But when I thought, I couldn't face that. Even for the first 2, I just couldn't face that. Being bloody, that would have left me in such a bad frame of mind coming and coming out. You spend 2 weeks now. That is just I wouldn't recover from that. A lot of people would be the same way. It'd just leave you in such a bad frame of mind. I think even with this vaccine, they're not really, tourism is not really going to get underway until they do away with those STV, those special hotels and those special hotels, whatever they're called. I've said the wrong thing there, but nobody is going to want to spend 2 weeks in a prison quarantine hotel. No one's going to want to do that. I know a few people have done it because they have families out there and they have to do it, but It would just put you in such a bad frame of mind. Yeah. A star. I thought I was going to say Full Metal Jacket. Oh, I'll think about that one. Bit overrated, that movie, I thought. You know. John Mitch, Eddie, calm down. You sound like you're going cold turkey. I'm never going. Do I bloody look like I'm going cold turkey? You know, this is my only, you know, my only vice that I put into my body. I don't do anything. I don't even smoke. I don't take any other naughty substances. Never been into that. I don't smoke. People said to me, "How can you afford all these travels that you have in the winter?" So the same guy who says this probably spends about bloody $5,000 a year on cigarettes. I've never smoked, never smoked. I like me beer, I like me speckled down, I like me brandy and whiskey and rum and God knows what else. Jeff Northcote, does it? Okay, Jeff Northcote. Does anyone know how to cancel a bid on eBay? I put one in for the cowboy outfit yesterday. Now I'm only 10 minutes away from owning a network rail. Good for you, mate. Oh, let's see. Okay, it's 51 minutes now. Okay, so I would really love to spend more time talking about this vaccine, but it's just the exciting moment that we've heard about this vaccine and we've been told that there is a vaccine coming our way pretty soon. And does it sound good? It does sound good, because if you listen to the experts, well, who else are you going to listen to? If you can't listen to experts, then who else are you going to listen to? Your neighbour? You know, I wouldn't listen to my neighbour, but I would listen to experts. Yeah, I would listen to experts. They seem fairly confident. I know it's 90% secure, this vaccine, not 100%, 90%. But they've never found a vaccine for for AIDS and all that. There'll probably never be 100% vaccine for anything. It seems that we're going to get a vaccine, so. Let's I spend thousands on them. No wonder I'm broke. Good for you. David Bond. I will get the vaccine when I fly back to the States. Is that the real David Bond? I watched David Bond for years now on YouTube. Yeah, good for you, man. Good to hear from you. Hope all's well. Where did David Bond go on his last visit? I think it was Nicaragua. Well, I like Nicaragua. I've been to Nicaragua. I thought it was bloody good. Good place. Never went to Managua, never had a good report about that, but I did go to that fantastic town called Granada. I took a light aircraft from Costa Rica, a psychedelic painted light aircraft from Costa Rica into Granada in Nicaragua, flying over the volcanoes. Marvelous experience. And I landed in Granada on a Friday evening when there was a festival going on in Granada, Nicaragua, and that town is just wow. It's it's so bizarre, and people going past in floats and all kinds of strange things going on. Nicaragua, fantastic. I wouldn't mind visiting there again. Okay, if David Bond's here, then tell us, what do you think of Nicaragua? Butter and Bunny, it was experts who said the Titanic wouldn't sink. Okay, absolutely. Jesus Christ. Great comment. Well, that went down like a band on the Titanic, didn't it? Okay, vaccine has chipping. Jonathan Reeves, what do you think of Costa Rica? In two words, or is it one word? Overrated. I thought it was a bit overrated, that. Yeah, Costa Rica. I preferred Nicaragua because it was I love that town of Granada. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. So characterful. Phil Roberts, heard about the new STD vaccine. Only works for women and limited supply. So any woman who wants should speak now, forever hold herpes. Okay. Very good. Right, now it's coming up. It's about 5 minutes. Before we reach the hour point. I'm gonna knock this on the head. 521 people watching. Listen, these live streams we've been doing over the last 4 months. I would rather make videos. I would love to make videos, but I'm not traveling right now. So what's the point of making videos? You know, but the fact is, I wanted to keep in touch with everybody because I don't want to lose touch. We said this before, but some vloggers, once they stop traveling, they just stop making videos. I didn't want to do that. There's got to be a way of keeping in touch with people, and the way that I've chosen to do it is through these weekly live streams. And I've had a great response. It's really fantastic for all you guys to come along every week. I never announce my live streams, but I think most people know I do them 10 o'clock on Wednesday evenings UK time. If ever there comes a time when I think there's nothing to talk about right now, and I'm just starting to drivel on and whatever, then I wouldn't do the live streams. But it's great to stay in touch with people. It really, really is, because I know there's a lot of people in the same boat as me. This is the month of November. This is the month when we should be jetting off to the sun for winter sunshine. We should be traveling. We should be having fun. Beer, dirty massages, all the rest of it. But it's just not. It's not going to happen this year. But this vaccine, if it really is as good as people are telling us it is genuine light at the end of the tunnel. So let's be thankful for it. Let's hope it comes about soon, and let's hope it all rocking and rolling. It won't happen this winter time. It won't happen this winter because it's going to take a while for everything to get underway. But it's at least I think it's going to be. Well, at least it sounds good anyway. Nick, okay, yeah. Fellow traveler, it's an imposter, it's not the real David Bond. Okay, fine. I seen an imposter of me, on somebody else's channel. That bloody awful logo that I have, monkey face. I put that here. I never bothered changing it. But someone, came up with my name, trolling. A troll came up with my name, even with my logo. Yeah, a bastard, isn't he? Whatever. It's good that people can see who the fakes are anyway. Ashcroft 1, Steady Eddie, have you made a bucket list? Well, if I haven't done it by now at my age, and I never will. I made it, of traveling. I've seen a lot of the places that I always wanted to see. I really, really have. I've been up to the Christ in Rio. I've been to the rainforest in Brazil, sailed through the Amazon on a genuine Brazilian boat with lovely Brazilian people. I went up Machu Picchu on Christmas Day once. So, I've done lots of things. Been up the Eiffel Tower. That was one of the first times I ever went up. Done lots of things. Climbed up Chichen Itza in Mexico. Had plenty of dirty massages, in me time, and soapies and all that. Yeah, I don't think I need to do a bucket list. If I drop dead tomorrow, I've done a lot of the things that most fellas would dream of doing and never had the guts to do. And, I haven't resigned my life, to going down to my local social club every weekend, with my 20-stone nagging wife and playing the meat draw, I mean, the highlight of my life is never ever been whether I can win the leg of lamb rather than the out-of-date chicken. I've said all this before, but I think you know what I mean. Yeah. Okay, James McDonough. Nice to hear from you. Maradona, yeah. Costa Rica, looked into it. Accommodation expensive. No, it doesn't have to be. I went to Costa Rica. I got some really good value. This about 18 years, 17 years ago, something like that. But I didn't think Costa Rica was that expensive. But I just thought it was overrated for every reason that you can think of. Place. Even the beaches were overrated. Juan Carlos, what's a meat draw? He is always talking about. A meat draw is what those bloody sad, I've resigned my life to, to going out on a Friday, Saturday night with miserable old bastards down at my local social club. And this meat draw is something that they do for a bit of entertainment, right? Who's winning the meat? They get these out-of-date chickens and legs of lamb and these bloody muppets. Answer questions, like a quiz or whatever. Whoever gets it right wins a leg of lamb. Seriously, that's what a meat draw is. Sad bastards. Okay. At Asian Paradise, we will monitor the results of these human guinea pigs, the vaccine. I wouldn't want to be a guinea pig. A guinea pig. David Baby, you ever owned a Porsche? No, not really. Well, I wouldn't like to pay the bills if something goes wrong with it. I'm quite happy with my Ford Mondeo. It's been bloody reliable. Ernest Connell, I thought he'd highlight his drinking Newcastle beer and pork pies. I haven't got either of those. I haven't got any Newcastle Brown, much as I love Newcastle Brown. Newcastle Brown is terrific. There's only problem I have with that. It's so smooth. It goes down so quickly. And, before I know it, the bottle's gone. It's Newcastle Brown's terrific with pork pies. I haven't got either tonight. I haven't done any shopping. Thailand bound. Okay, if you want to know what the Thai bar girls think of us, buy a book on Amazon called My Name is Long. You'll like me. She worked in a beer bar, and so all the Thai girls are writing books. Oh, good for them. Good for them. Okay, Club Fillers, thank you for that. Club Fillers, thanks for that. Thanks for that super chat. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Come Brazil 2020. Lots of vloggers are meeting up. I've been to Brazil. Do you know what? When I was a kid, I always dreamed of traveling, to all these wonderful places, and two countries that I grew up dreaming about because I'd seen the images on TV, movies and all the rest of it. The two countries I always wanted to visit was Italy and Brazil. And I've visited both of them. Italy was donkeys years ago. I visited that place when they still had the Italian lira. Wonderful country, amazing culture, absolutely amazing. Brazil, fantastic. I've spent months and months in Brazil. I've actually been there a couple of times, and it's a wonderful place. But I mean, right now, these are difficult times right now. I haven't heard too much about Brazil right now, but I don't know. I'm open to anything. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up very soon. I've hit an hour, okay? I'd love to talk more about this vaccine, but it is that I don't really know a great deal about it. I don't think anyone really knows except that it's got a 90% chance of being successful. It's going to take a long time for us all to be vaccinated. There's millions of people in Britain, and to actually get everyone down to the doctors and get this vaccine going, it's going to take a long time. So I think Southeast Asia and all the places we want to go is off the menu this year. But if the wind's in the right direction, next year is going to be different, okay? Listen, let's see. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. We've hit an hour now, okay? Hopefully there's something else that we want to talk about. Maybe we've got more info on the vaccine by this time next week. I'll say thanks for watching. Thanks for the super chats. It's always great to have all you guys along here every week. Let's stay connected. We're all in the same boat. Eat, drink, and be merry. And I'll see you next week. Cheers.